Hi there. So in this video, I'm going to look at how do you sail by the lee, and then possibly in another video, actually how do you then make that work in a race. So first of all, the how to sail by the lee. Obvious, a very simple bit. Sail on a run, and then bear away a little bit more until you get the telltales flowing towards the mast, and you've got that wind flow across the sail. Okay, you may find you need to let your sail out a little bit more than usual. What you definitely want to make sure you're doing is setting the kicker correctly. Really important. If it's too tight, and let's come back a step, the issue or potential danger of sailing by the lee is the accidental jibe. You are not very far away from a jibe at any point. If your kicker is tight, that's going to do two things. First of all, it's going to make that unintended jibe quite sudden and unexpected. If you've got your kicker a bit looser, what you tend to find is the entire leach of the sail, and the jibe comes from the back edge, the leach of the sail. It doesn't come across at the same time, so you tend to feel and see the part of the sail starting to come across before the other bit, and it's very obvious it's about to happen, at which point you can normally fix that, either steer back the other way or just duck your head. The other advantage of having your kicker a bit looser is if you do jibe unexpectedly, the boom's a little bit higher, so you're more likely to get your head out of the way. So kicker set, and that is an entire other video about how to set your kicker for downwind. Okay, where was I? Yes, so bear away. How to bear away? Right, if we're racing, you want to keep as much speed as possible. So really you want that bearing away to come from the heeling of the boat, so lean the boat on top of you, and probably letting the sail out. As you let the sail out, that is going to cause, if there's any wind, the boat to heel on top of you anyway, and all you then have to do is follow the turn with the rudder, and you will then find yourself by the lee. To begin with, have a play. See how far you can go by the lee before the boat jibes. Be prepared, as I mentioned in a previous video. Now the power in the sail will come from a different place and will likely be trying to tip the boat over to windward on top of you. So what you need is a good position in the boat so that you can move across to that leeward side of the boat and keep it flat. So you need to find that position and just get used to where that power comes from when you get a gust. It does feel a little unusual to begin with, and don't be surprised if your body doesn't quite do the right thing and you do get wet initially. So get comfortable with sailing by the lee and seeing how far you can turn. The other thing to try when you're doing it is be mindful of the speed. And what you should find is as you start to get the flow across the sail, the boat will actually speed up a little bit. So steer, see when the speed increases. Turn back, have a feel of where it slows down again. So you're getting that transition from sailing by the lee to sailing on a dead run. Right, next little bit of the how is how to steer from your by the lee to broad reach back to by the lee. And really what you don't want to do is be using lots of rudder that are potentially going to slow you down, can destabilize the boat a bit as well. So when you're sailing downwind, you've got the heel of the boat will steer, and also adjusting the sail will really influence that. So when you're sailing downwind, you've got the sail somewhere out here. We've got centre of effort in the sail, and the boat sort of pivots around your centre of lateral resistance. So let's stick a load of wood in there. That's going to be somewhere around the middle of the boat. So if your boat is flat downwind, what's going to happen is this is pushing outside of your centre of lateral resistance, and that is going to cause or make the boat want to turn towards the wind or head up. That's if you're sailing by the lee and you want to steer back onto a broad reach. Flatten the boat, you'll find it will turn naturally. Just allow the rudder to move. Okay. If you want it to go in a straight line, what you're having to do, align these 2 points and it will go straight. Something called kiting. If you want the boat to steer away from the wind, what you have to do is heel that boat even further to windward, and that will make it turn. Now what will help these is, well, turning towards the wind, flatten the boat off, the boat will turn, then you just sheet in the sail. For this, if you're sailing on a broad reach, if you dump a good armful of main sheet, what will happen is the boat will tend to heel to windward, and you can then use the rudder. It will start steering, bearing away quite a lot. You just use the rudder to follow that turn. Now Steve Cockerill has got a very good YouTube video on this, sort of live from the dinghy show, goes into great depths about how you use that. I'm just going to pause it there and just say, get on the water, try this, flatten the boat off, turns, pull the sail in, bear away, ease a good armful of sail, boat will heel to windward, round it will go. Okay, so that's a little bit on how you sail by the lee. Next one is going to be looking at actually tactically or strategically how you can make it work in a race. I hope that's been useful.